Hey fam, welcome back to Tari's Lifestyle Vlog, and thank you so much for stopping by. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the changes to the long-term residence route in 2023. So there has been some recent changes to the rule of how to get your indefinite leave to remain using the 10-year route, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I've done previous videos about the different routes through which you can get your indefinite leave to remain and different routes through which you can get a visa to the UK. Okay, if you haven't seen that video, I'll put the link up so you can have a look and then see which one will be best suited to you. Okay, but before I go on, my name is Tari, and on this channel we talk about UK visas and immigration. We talk about life in the UK, how to safely and successfully travel to the UK, and of course how to navigate through life as an immigrant living in the UK. So if this sounds like something you're interested in and this is your first time of coming to my channel, then please subscribe, turn on your bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my videos going forward. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming, for always coming back to watch my videos. And if you've been here before and you haven't yet subscribed, then please subscribe. Turn on your bell icon also so that we can grow together. And you engaging with my videos means that more people will be recommended. My videos will be recommended to more people, and then I know that actually my videos are helping someone out there. But thank you so much for stopping by this video. I appreciate every single one of you. Okay, so like I said, today we're going to be talking about some of the changes that have come into effect and beginning from April the 12th 2023, and this is in relation to the long residence route. Okay, so if you are in the UK, if you've been in the UK for a while, you know that there are different routes to get your indefinite leave to remain, your settlement, and you can either go through either of these routes. Okay, so you can go through the 5-year route, or you can go through the 10-year route, or whichever route you choose. Okay, but today we're talking specifically about the 10-year route. Okay, so the 10-year route means that if you want to get your indefinite leave to remain, you must have been in the UK legally for up to 10 years with continuous legal residence. Okay, so long residence continuously for 10 years. And when I say 10 years continuously, that doesn't mean that you can have a break in your residency. So you could have traveled and left the UK for a period of time within the past year or within the past 10 years. You could be out of the UK for 184 days in total for the past 10 years. So that's allowed. That's a break that's allowed when you are in the UK and you're wanting to go through the long residence route. I think that's about 6 months and about 6 months thereabout. So you can be out of the UK for about 6 months in a row. Okay, so that's also considered as okay. That's okay in terms of a break in residency. In terms of the whole 10 years, you could have left the UK for about 548 days. So that's allowed. Anything more than that, anything more than 184 days in a row or 548 days within the 10 years that you've been in the UK is not allowed, which means that you won't be qualified for a long-term residency route to get your indefinite leave to remain. Okay, so now what are the changes that have come into effect? Before I go on, a long-term residence, like I said, is when you have been in the UK for a period of time. So the number of times that you have been in the UK, and this has to be legal residence, not when you've been in the UK illegally. Okay, so that's really important. Okay, so what are the changes that have come into effect from April the 12th 2023? So from April the 12th 2023, some visas categories are no longer considered when it comes to long residence route. Okay, so for instance, a standard UK visitor's visa is no longer accepted as a part of a long-term residence route. So if you've been in the UK on a visitor's visa and maybe for 3 months or 6 months, that would no longer be accepted. Okay, so short-term student visa as well would no longer be accepted. It used to be accepted because I remember when I came into the UK initially, I came as a student and all those years were calculated as part of my long-term residence, because I used the long-term residence route, as you know. So all those years in my student visa was were calculated towards my long residence route. Okay, but now that's no longer acceptable. Seasonal worker visa is also no longer accepted. So if you have come to the UK on a seasonal worker visa, there's a completely different route that you can use to get your residency. It will not count towards your 10-year route. Okay, and also time spent on an immigration bill would not be considered as part of your 10 years residency route. So that's not accepted anymore. So if you've been on bail for any reason, maybe you were held under immigration law and then you're now on bail for a period of time, that would not be considered as part of your legal residence. Also, time in prison, a young offenders institution, or time in secure health institutions would also not be considered as part of your long residence route. So if you've been given temporary stay for humanitarian reasons or for asylum reasons, that is actually still being considered. They haven't decided yet whether that will be part of your long residence or not, but that is actually now still being considered. Okay, so these are some of the changes that come into effect, and how does this affect you? So if you're that person out there that's wanting to apply for your visa or your indefinite leave to remain and following a 10-year route, if you have applied before the 12th of April, then all these other visa categories might have been looked into, might have been considered as part of it. But after the 12th of April 2023, i.e. from the 13th of April, that will no longer be considered, which means you need to wait a bit longer for your residency, your long-term residency, indefinitely leave to remain, following the 10-year route. Okay, so that's really important. So if you've had any of those previous visas, maybe 1 or 2 years before, then you might have to wait for 1 or 2 years after the time that you actually had in mind. You actually have to wait a bit longer, which means that the goalposts have actually been moved a bit forward for you. And I know it's a long time and it can be frustrating to keep waiting, but that is what it is for now. That's the law. That's what the UK Home Office have decided. Okay, but this is a quick and short one. I hope this has been helpful to someone. If it has helped you, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends and family, and of course subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. If you have any questions, any video suggestions, please leave them in the comment section. I'll be happy to do these videos for you as much as I can and engage also with you in the comment section. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video.